just dropped out of the load. Yeah, I just
figure
Right.
thing out. Exactly. Hey.
And I don't have Davy Jones here to correct me on that because he's off doing something else. Ah, you missed it. Um, apologies. We're currently dealing with some technical issues, trying to work through some of that right now. Hopefully we can get this to work. In the meantime, this is our first game of Cyberpunk 2030. So we have advanced the timeline a little bit from the last time we played, and we've got a whole host of new players. So since we are still dealing with some stuff, why don't we just and I think some of us are new to one another game wise ish. Why don't we just take a moment to all introduce ourselves and go from there? One second. Why don't we start off with Brittany?
Sorry, I'm distracted. What are we doing?
Introductions.
Introducing what?
Yourself.
Oh, the player.
Yes, the player.
I'm Brittany. I'm with most of the games. I played in the old Cyberpunk game. I was Jill, the arrow jock, and now I'm here in a completely different capacity.
Okay. And Dale, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Dale. Let's see here. I play in the Lost Tribes channel on the vampire game, the Ashland by Night, also Blood Ties, and the superhero game. This will be my first foray into Cyberpunk, so that should be pretty fun.
Cool. Justin.
I'm Justin. I also play in the Heroes game. I do not play in Ashland by Night or the Rage in Ashland, I think, which is a game you have as well, or had at one time. um, and I am playing DQ
Okay.
in this game.
Alrighty. And Steven.
Hi, I'm Steve. Long time back when Cyberpunk first came out, I was involved in the beta test for the role playing game at that time. So it's been one of my off the cuff favorites for a long time. I like the game. I've had a lot of fun with it. And I'm involved in one of the other vampire games as well. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'm Amaray. I'm one of the local fixers in this game. And I look forward to being useful.
Cool. So that brings us to Callie.
Hi, I'm Callie. I am on and off playing in the Anarch game, and I'm very excited to play Cyberpunk. It's one of my faves. I'm playing Omen. She's a Panzer Boy driver, sniper, so it's really fun to see how that plays out in this game.
Cool. Okay, and it looks like we finally got Shelly with us. Shelly, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I don't see her, Jerome.
Okay, I see.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she's here via audio.
I'm here.
Oh, she speaks.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
There we
I
go.
don't have my camera on.
That's fine.
You look so great.
Hi, I'm Shelly, and I'm playing Kai. I am the tech for the game. I also play on other Lost Tribe games such as Vampire the Masquerade and the Superheroes game.
Cool. And
Let me rejoin real quick. I can't hear Shelly now.
Go ahead.
It sounded like everyone else could hear, but I couldn't.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
No, he's already introduced himself. He's needed
Oh.
to jump in and come back.
Right. There he is.
Back in.
All right, there she is again.
Okay,
Yep.
good deal.
Sorry.
That's okay. In the future, though, you don't have to ask. Just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
So just be. It's a downside to Video Ninja. If you don't have a good stable connection, or if your system is overloaded, it seems to, or I should say, not completely overloaded, but sometimes if it just gets a bit too much, it drops out of sync somehow, and some people can't see or hear others. I don't know why that is. That's a bummer. But that being what it is. All right, so taking this from the top. So a quick introduction to kind of where we're at. So welcome to the world of Cyberpunk, where life is cheap and the world is bleak. The year is 2030, approximately 9 years into the future from our first game. War broke out in 2023, and they dubbed it the Fourth Corporate War, which pulled most of the major corporations of the world into a global scale conflict. This affected every every country throughout the world, as well as caused a global economic collapse. When the dust settled, the global supply chains were virtually destroyed, and the world was forced to rebuild. It's been about 5 years now since the war officially ended. Nomads are beginning to pick up the slack in the supply chain and fill a valuable void. The United States has become a functional dictatorship under President Elizabeth Kress, and cities have now formed city nets, replacements to the long-lost internet of old. Welcome to the future, chooms. So, as we start to get into character, everybody here is already in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona looks much different than it does in real life. Downtown Phoenix has several mega buildings. And for those of you who don't know, mega buildings, for good visuals, if you're familiar with Judge Dredd, that is quite literally what a mega building is. You can almost fit an entire city on the inside of it, or at least a giant neighborhood. They often have their own stores and their own, or I should say their own stores in general, be they eateries or shopping outlets or whatnot. So it is entirely possible to live and almost completely grow up in a mega building. And there are several of them, as well as giant skyscrapers dedicated to corporate powers within downtown Phoenix. Unlike Night City, which, if you are familiar with the namesake of Cyberpunk, as well as the central setting of Cyberpunk 2077, there are obviously big cityscapes, futuristic Gotham-looking like locations. However, in Phoenix, Arizona, many of them are interlinked through skywalks because of the difference in temperature around Phoenix, Arizona. It is actually much hotter here than it is in Night City. Night City being based around Morro City in real life in California, Morro Bay, which is just outside of San Luis Obispo. So it obviously has a much different temperature. It's much more arid, much like the Phoenix that we know. However, downtown is surrounded by combat zones and slums, in which they have effectively walled it off, but there are checkpoints that you can come in and out. It's not that, security is so tight or militaristic that you're unable to travel freely between the two. And truth be told, they generally don't care unless you are potentially bringing in illegal contraband, things of that nature. So think of them at more like checkpoints and port of harbors that you might encounter coming in through certain states in real life. Outside of the downtown section, it is very Mad Max in a way. There are still many buildings out there. Obviously, there's still plenty of people that live out in the fringes because they can't afford to live within the auspices of downtown Phoenix. It's a lawless zone. The police do not patrol out there. And in fact, the only time that they enter the combat zones is on the off chance that for some reason their business has taken them there. Or maybe they're doing something on the side that they probably shouldn't be. Corruption is pretty rampant in the world of Cyberpunk. And this is just, it is, starts from top to bottom. And one of the primary focuses of Cyberpunk in general is finding your little community or finding your little niche and trying to find a way to carve out a new and better life for you and yours, which is one of the reasons why the game is named A Better Tomorrow. Something that pretty much everybody tries to fight for when it comes to Cyberpunk. Unlike one of the only differences you'll find in my particular game, story-wise, that is canon to Cyberpunk, the genre developed by Mike Pondsmith. Not all the animals are completely blasted to Kingdom Come and virtually extinct. I've gone a little bit easier in that sense, especially knowing the world that we know it now, and that there still would have been people out there for, even if it was for purely selfish reasons, they still would have attempted to find ways to save the ecosystem in that particular route, even if it was just for food. So real meat and real grocery products like vegetables, those are premiums. They are not easy to come by. And when you do find them, they're treated almost as good as Eddies. Eddies being the denomination now that the world seems to run on. Most of the food that you might come up with are processed very similar, which is why it has its nickname as kibble, because food was quite literally designed by a dog food company. They've gotten a little bit better by this point at trying to flavor it, so it's not quite as terrible. This is 2030, so it's not where it's definitely not where it could be. So when you can get real food, you definitely try to get real food when you can, and as they would say, savor the flavor. So where we are picking up the game at this point, currently everybody is meeting. You've received word of a potential job offer, actually directly, which is not entirely unusual, especially if you happen to have a decent name for yourself and maybe a fixer might know you. Most of you, however, don't necessarily have those types of credentials. So for someone coming out and finding you and sending you the deets, for example, little unheard of.
Paranoia level Mark 5.
What's that?
Paranoia level Mark 5.
Yeah, pretty much. The name of the place, however, is a biker bar near downtown Phoenix, and it's called the Hogs and Heifers. Like its namesake, it looks very much like a cross between something you might find in the Southwest, which, if some of you who live out here in Phoenix, Arizona, if you might remember Bill Johnson's Big Apple when it was around, one of their I don't know if you call it an attraction or whatnot, but when you walked in, they frequently had like sawdust and hay on the floor to give it kind of a barnyard sort of feel. I'm sure that was a pain to sweep up later, at the end of shift, but yeah, that it is what it is. But that's kind of how it has the look and feel to this particular.
Do I need to worry about what my scanners are going to pick up when I walk in for bugs?
No. Nobody is when you walk in. Nobody is alleviated of their firearms. You're actually allowed to keep them, but it also means other people here could quite possibly be chromed out. And
not like I'm taking my pistols off.
What's that?
It's not like my pistols were coming off anyhow.
Yeah, that's fine. There has been a back room set up at this point for everyone. And we'll say at this point, everybody has meandered your way in. Not too concerned with the with who came in first or last for that matter, but we'll say everybody is here at this point. It is a round. It's a round table. The chairs are mixed matched. All of them are wood and or like replacement alloy metal. So they've definitely been through a decade or two, and which is again another thing, because supply chains are difficult to come by. When you do get new products, it's a big deal right now. So it's not like you walk into a store and you can just buy off the rack easily.
Okay. I'll come in, find a chair. I'd like a chair that puts the back to the corner, preferably.
Okay.
I'll take out my laptop and set my equipment to running. The jammer particulars of use at this point, so
Okay.
I'll start with that.
Were we given like a name to ask for or anything like that when it comes to this potential job?
Actually, you were told that your server will help you out.
Gotcha. Okay. Then as I come in, I look for a server, flag him down, and let him know that I'm here to speak to a particular client and if they'd be able to help.
Okay. So one of the guys, he's dressed up probably more like a Sons of Anarchy sort of look. Doesn't appear to be authentic though. It looks probably more garb geared for the location, as opposed to like really into the lifestyle.
Poser.
Yeah.
I mean, he may not be a poser, but if he tried to wear this outside and be, yeah, definitely a poser. Oh, hey, Davy Jones. He said he's stopping by and just wanted to say hi real quick. So he just says, okay, yeah, sure. Just head in the back and we'll find what it is you're looking for.
Thanks, Jim. And I head in the back.
Had kind of a quizzical look about him, when you asked that, but he's like, he's probably figuring to himself, I can handle this. He's just asking, a question probably from a regular, maybe.
Gotcha. Yep, so
As all of you are starting to come in, a nondescript lady comes walking in. She again resembles probably a chromed out, partially chromed out version of Daisy Duke.
Damn, I wouldn't mind docking with her.
And she just brings, a pitcher of Smash for everybody and just sets it down, throwing out some plastic cups for everybody to, enjoy.
Look at Justin's character, and I'll be like, "Huh, you're still alive. Interesting. What are you doing out in the desert?"
Is that you, woman?
Yeah, got out, and I've been working out here now. So, army lifestyle is only good as long as there's a war. But yeah, not on the seas anymore, huh?
Nah, brother's still out there doing his thing, but long story short, I got shipped inland after my parents' boat blew up.
Oh shit. Well, I'm sorry about that. Cool. I guess we'll be working together. That'll be interesting. And I'll kind of look at everybody else and be like, "What do you do exactly?"
Me?
Yeah, you. I mean, last time you were scrubbing barnacles.
I shoot people a lot now these days.
Oh, sweet. So do I.
Occasionally blow up a building, but not a lot of call for that out here.
Nope. Corp doesn't like that too much.
And for anyone who doesn't know, my name's DQ.
Oh, yeah, DQ. Omen. I guess looks like we're on the same job.
Looks like
Looks
it.
like. Skulls here. Pleasure. Seems we've got the two heavy hitters right there. I'm the one who patches everyone up. So, yeah,
Perfect.
stay close. If you get hit, I'll get to you and try to keep you immortal as much as possible.
Well,
No,
the pew pew is a little on my secondary side. I mostly drive. Just got out of a long-term contract, I guess, and looking for work again.
Trauma team, no problem. You can save the others before you get around to me. Amory, fixer.
Oh, that's why I have a trauma team. Oh, good. I'll let you know if I need any parts for my rig. Vehicle, not deck. I don't really deal with the net a whole lot.
What do you drive?
Blah, 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 blah. Insert car here because we haven't got that information yet. But if needed, if we get our hands on a tank, I can drive one of those too. Or a giant semi. Really, anything that doesn't fly, I can drive. Not very good at the whole flying thing. I may chip it. I mean, I had to chip it while I was a Panzer, but
How good can the Panzer girl drive?
really good. You said it's something I've gotten out of some very should be dead situations. So
It's an intriguing talent.
it is.
Do you
It's
mind
good.
working with cartels?
That's how I make side money. Well, I used to anyway. I'd make runs across the desert, but
Just
it is what it
curious.
is. It is what it is.
Okay, Brittany, as they're kind of interspersed in the room chatting, one of the waiters, you've known him the whole time you've been here. He kind of doubles up as a bouncer on occasion, just because he's bigger or whatnot. And he can tell you're clearly not in uniform today, but you're a part of the staff, and so he as he's getting some more cups ready to go, he says, "Hey, the new people in the meeting room, they said they were looking for a server, and I don't know any other server here that seems to might hang with those guys. Do you know anything about like one of us that's supposed to be interacting with them?"
What, no private party?
What? No, I don't do that anymore. Thanks. Got in a lot of trouble.
Out of character, do I know anything about this meeting?
Yeah.
I know anything about the mission?
Yes, basic.
The
I'll
stuff that
actually
we talked about?
I'll IM it to you so that way it's not like out in the open. But yes, you do.
Okay. I'm not sure how to start a meeting that Brittany doesn't know what's happening.
No, that's fine.
I guess I'll peek in the window just to see, or like, is there a window on the door?
Yeah, there is. It's
I'll
like one of
open
the.
the window
It's kind of like one of those. It doesn't really have a lock to it. You just push it and it kind of sways.
Okay. I'll at least look in and see what we've got to work with.
Okay.
Um,
A whole host of people that you clearly have never met.
yes.
They've already got drinks, so there's that.
Okay.
Why don't we take a moment real quick and describe what everybody looks like? Stephen, we'll start with you.
Alrighty. Hang on, because I'm going to click it up.
Sure.
And then I'm going to... That's me.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Very cool. Okay.
Omen is a 5'10", fairly wiry for a Samoan. She does have tattoos all down her chin, into her neck. Her left eye is cybernetic. not like it's not covered. Like there's no like it doesn't look like a real eye, so it's definitely visible hardware. And she has these giant like dangly gold earrings, and her hair has these wild stripes in it. Currently, they are red and black, just zigzagging through her hair.
Okay.
She's dressed fairly plainly, like not high fashion, just streetwear that's just middle of the pack type style.
DQ is wearing a pair of very loose pants, or at least they look loose. They're tight at the waist, and the only other thing that he is wearing is this old woolen jacket that goes down to about his knees, and he has unkempt but short sea green hair. Oh yeah, and he's tatted up like a sailor.
Okay.
Like you look on a part of his body, he has a tattoo there. Yes, and it says up Periscope for anyone asking.
Okay.
Yes. People got that joke. I'm happy.
Let's see. My character, he looks like he's like just shy of 6 feet tall. Just average build, wearing like more or less what you see here. Everything he wears is high fashion. His trench coat, his shirt, his necktie, his pants, his shoes, everything's high fashion. You wouldn't see like any obvious cyberware on him. He's got long, straight black hair. I forgot to put this on. Fingerless black gloves. Let's see here. Yeah, and it looks like he has to sit in a chair such that looks like his trench coat is probably armored, even though it is also high fashion. I don't know if you can see, but he's got a bunch of skull patterns on his blue tie.
I didn't mention his height, but he's 6'3".
Okay. Good to know.
Won't have to duck when they shoot then.
Sorry, we're negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to decide what I look like right now. Okay. I guess I look like myself right now. Okay, so at this point, I will come in the room and kind of. So at this point, I look like. So I'm wearing just regular street chic, kind of in a nondescript sort of way. So like it looks cool, but like nothing too outstanding. Long brown hair, brown skin, and one blue eye and one brown eye. And then so and rather attractive. So I will I'll come in and kind of check the door, make sure that nobody's going to disturb us.
Sure.
And then I'll kind of survey the group.
She shuts the door, and I reach down and rather carefully abstract a rather bulky-looking pistol and set it on the table.
Okay.
I will roll my eyes and then address the group. Hola todos. Look, you are here for the job, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Look, what we're after is investigating a couple of scav attacks outside of town. There are two that were on the news. You might have seen them one out in Mesa and one in Maryvale. I investigated the Maryvale scene and found some suspicious activities. But it's not safe to go without a crew. So here you are. You can call me Sam.
Nice to meet you, Sam. I'm Omen. I'll be your driver.
DQ.
Curious.
Skulls.
Why didn't you farm it out to a nomad?
The investigation?
Yeah.
Well,
You can't always trust nomads, and if they're behind it, well, not that I think they are, but you can't ever trust nomads.
Just kind of leans his neck over, and you can see all the nomad tattoos running up and down both sides.
Doesn't mean I
Interesting
trust you.
viewpoint.
Doesn't mean it's not true. Nomads are tight as ticks on skin, so
Yeah, the point being, of course, that if you spoke to them and it wasn't their people, you could have probably got them to handle it.
well, nothing against nomads, but I wanted to stay more closely involved.
It's your neck.
That's why she has us.
Um,
Kind of looks at the area on the map on his screen and goes, yeah, better be in that Panzer then.
Oh, yeah, if I get my hands on a Panzer again. Oh, that would be beautiful. Yes, if you see one on sale, just let me know. I'll pick one up right away.
job is 10K split.
For the people with all that chrome, I'm not sure that's going to cover their ammo expense.
So that's how much? How much each?
2.5. Unless you're taking a split too, Sam.
Of course I am. I'm
And two
risking my
apiece.
neck, same as you.
Oh, she's on the team. She's not the one that is the.
Oh, no. I am not the boss.
She's not the who. All right.
Who is fronting the cash for the op then?
Like we ever get to know.
Doesn't matter.
A benefactor.
Like I said, the who's been is benefacting this.
How about 10K in ammo?
I'll see what I can do, but
Because I'm looking around at me, and I see a lot of concealed hardware with expensive ammo charges. And,
okay. Well,
and you know, I'll go with the 10, but I'm just going from my viewpoint, which is ammo's expensive and hard to come by. So my share, that's fine. I'll contribute my share to the ammo supply for the others because I'm liquid right now. In point of fact, if someone needs anything up to 1,000, it's available.
Nice.
Good to know.
So as you see, I don't need that contract.
Well, on an out of character note, keep it in mind, nobody here has a rep right now.
I know.
So-
I'm not talking about rep, but that's why I'm.
right. I'm just.
If I sponsor the hitters with 1,000K worth of ammo,
Yeah.
I won't have to worry too much about where that rep comes from. That's how fixers get reps.
I had a rep once.
okay. So here's what I know. When I investigated the scene at Maryvale, it was a bloodbath. Looked like, from what I could tell, four men cut down by the scabs. One of them was Chromehead. Inexplicably, I don't know what he was doing in that part of town. This is part of what I'm investigating. He had trauma team. Somehow his signal was jammed. They came in too late, mixed it up with the scavs, took out one or two, and the rest got away with all the hardware. Trauma team left. Their guy was already zeroed.
Typical.
I have not looked into the Mesa attack, but I know it was scavs. Wouldn't mind investigating that too. But as to the fellow in question in Maryvale, seems to be a person of interest. I have it on good authority that the police are dragging their feet on word from corporations, not releasing names and details to the public. Fellow was corpo, pretty high up, very suspicious. So we can find out where the scavs came from, maybe get some of their hardware back, find out what this Puta was doing out there.
So you've got a Chromehead, maybe escorted by 3,
Could be.
who gets ambushed at a site where just coincidentally they are capable of jamming a trauma team response.
Exactly.
That sounds like they got lured out to a location, because setting up a jamming location in the wilderness is not something you do spontaneously.
Jamming technology is out of my league. So anyone has intel on that, I would love to hear it.
We're using it right now. It's covering the meeting.
All right. So you all interested?
I'm in.
Always.
What's the percentage in the recovery of the Chrome?
I think aside from any information that I can glean, I don't see a problem with splitting it.
Yeah, well, my thought is maybe it was experimental,
Could be.
because that's what they took. Now, they lured him out there, they jammed the trauma team, stood there long enough to fight with the trauma team. Trauma teams don't even, they don't blink at Chromets. They go in there and they do their job, and they get the client and they go out. So that meant they were probably in the same level as our 2 companions sitting over there, which means a firefight is going to be very, very interesting, because they're not going to fall down and die.
Well, that means we can also try to not get their attention. I mean, direct firefights aren't always the best.
No, they're not.
But they're going to want to turn over whatever hardware they got. That's how they make their money.
Well, it's going to vary. Is the hardware the game? Or was the acquisition the game and the hardware is now gone to some other corp?
Guess we'll have to find out.
Well, that's why we're going on this field trip.
Now, does anyone need anything before we go? Are we all set and happy with what we've got?
I've got everything I need in the trunk of my car.
Don't go blabbing that about. God. Please tell me it's properly hidden. Okay, I'm going to look over your vehicle later, and I'm going to make sure that you have, legit storage compartments and security on that thing.
And no one can tell them the armory location either.
If you happen to have a spare,
because you don't know me yet.
We're fine. We're fine. Chill.
I'm just a happy, easygoing guy.
We got a job. When should we have this job completed? Is there a timetable for this? Like within the next week? Within the next 2 days?
Well, the sooner I can break the story before the police do. But I think there's more to it, so ASAP would be good, but we might have a little time.
Okay. I'm good to go for now. I mean, if we recon out there, find we can't handle what's there, we can always rendezvous back this way and stock up on what we need. Or at least get eyes on it, then we'll have a better idea of what's going on.
Okay. Hey, Jerome?
Yes.
I want to put a call into Victor in the night game.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go, hey, Vic, I hear some rumors about scavs operating out there. I've got 500 that says you can come up with some information.
Okay. So I mean, he answers the call, but he has to cover it up real quick. You can hear that they're in the midst of a loud party once again, which is something that the Knights Call are known for. They're pretty much the only gang that can act as neutral territory for the others. That's kind of what they're known for. And he, as you hear the sound of the music thumping and dying down, he comes on. He says, scav attacks have been like skyrocketing. Are you looking for something in particular? I mean, that's almost like asking, have you seen rats?
Well, 500 for a name that points me in a direction that'll be useful. I have a client that's trying to recover some lost items involved in one of those attacks.
Oh, okay. Research and recovery. Sure. Yeah. Let me see if I can. I mean, you might have to give me maybe about an hour or so. I've got some guys around here that are probably good for the info, but they're a little
no problem.
Tipsy.
I'll put $250 in your account just on goodwill, and the rest will transfer when I have something useful.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, sweet. I'll get right on that. Let me see what I can come up with.
All right. Talk to you later. Boop. So, your client's not the only one being hit. There are numerous attacks taking place.
I know.
Yes, but we didn't until I made the phone call and they told me.
Fair enough.
That changes the nature of the game. That means our heavy hitters have to be ready to fight because it's not just one or two. They're going after a large number of targets. Now, the only real question is it all about cyberware? And if not, what the fuck are they looking for?
Well, usually, as I understand, it's cyberware, but also organs.
Do we don't have our techie, so we can't quest her with doing the research on that. Can we just put it down to something that we do, Jerome?
Yeah. I mean, since she wasn't able to make it to the game, unfortunately, then so we'll have to say that
I could put it in through
she'll be back some other time.
I could just put it in as something I put down as being an open offer on the net for someone to do some research on this.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Okay,
throw that
that's
out
what I'll
there
do.
and put like a price tag on it or something.
No, I'll use the same 500 I used on Victor.
Okay.
So, Jerome, out of character, would we be able to glean more from investigating in Maryvale, or should we go see what happened in Mesa and see what we could find out?
That's a great question. You already know what happened in Maryvale.
Right,
You've already been there for that. If you want to go there, you could.
They might have extra skills that
Sure. I mean, however you want to do that. The only one that you haven't hit, obviously, is the one in Mesa. Yeah. So if you want to essentially have this group go over the scene with fresh eyes, you can do that. You know where it's at too, and you probably wouldn't have to be quite as quiet about it since you're going with a group.
Okay, so I will present it to the group. We could return to the scene in Maryvale that I already looked over. Maybe you could pick up something that I didn't. Or we could go check out the scene in Mesa, see if they look to be connected. Or if we have time, I guess we could do both.
Jerome, out of character, I don't see Maryville on the map. I see Mesa.
It's a small district in between Phoenix and Glendale.
So it's
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like just
I
west
got it.
of town.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see too.
So Mesa's in Razor's Edge territory.
And
So that's a guns up location.
they're both guns up locations.
Well, not quite so much. The Maryville one's kind of unclaimed. It's a buffer between everything. Mesa is not a buffer. We may have to pay toll money.
Unless we have to skirt around their territory. I mean, they don't own all that area.
No, but they own most of Mesa. It'll be interesting. Is the location actually in theirs or is it adjacent?
No, you would know that the site from the news it was in Mesa.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the map and there's the northern part of Mesa actually isn't in Razor's Edge territory. And that's what I'm asking. Is the location actually in it or adjacent?
No, it's the location is in Razor's Edge territory.
Okay. That's what I thought. All right. No, so I'm up for it.
So out of character, would we know what they would do about this kind of attack?
No, actually, wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
then
you,
would
but
we
you
know,
would know the one thing you would know is obviously they're not scavs. So it doesn't. I mean, would they have allowed it? Sure. Could it have been against their own rules? Like, did somebody try and pull that off? In their turf, and that wasn't cool. Possible too.
So would we know how they would act to us coming into their territory to investigate?
Oh, they'll
Told you.
flatline all of us.
I just told you they're likely to ask for toll money or taxes or whatever the term is. And then when they find out actually what we're there for, someone is probably going to come out and want to talk to us.
If we run into them, I mean, it's not like they're an army.
No, but they have buildings there, and the tops of those buildings have occupants. And I'll bet they'll see us before we see them.
So then technically,
Unless you guys have equipment that I don't know about, like laser eyesight or something useful.
Oh, I have teleoptics. I mean, I can see fairly far away, but not like super far.
Quarter mile? Half mile?
One moment, please.
Please wait.
She pulls out the help file on her cyberware. How far can I?
She isn't the only one.
Because if she can see a quarter mile, I'm more than willing to try and sneak in. But if she can't see a quarter of a mile, I'm pretty sure they're going to see us from a quarter of a mile.
I don't know what 20x is. Let me look.
20x is probably a quarter of a mile. A quarter of a mile is only 2 blocks.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's way more.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
She's got a scope, so yeah. We put eyes on taking the looks at the buildings, looking for glints from rifles and crap like that. We can try and make a run at it. Be useful practice.
Do we know, technically speaking, whether the murders in Mesa were scav attacks?
Oh yeah,
Okay, they were.
they were definitely confirmed as scav attacks.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I leave it up to you. Do you want to take the chance?
Oh, we got guns.
So
Everyone's
do
up for
they.
taking the chance. And
I mean,
it'll
it's a
be a good.
job. Let's
yeah.
go.
It's
I mean,
I mean, we have a fixer. We could talk our way through.
that will cost us more than we're getting paid, probably. At least to do it right. Especially when they find out what we're investigating, because then
no,
they're
they
going to
might
want to.
actually-
Because then they're going to want to know what we find out, especially if it wasn't on their terms, and they will take it personally if we don't communicate that. So we'll try it the easy
Or-
way.
They'll pay us to take care of their problem.
That's a negotiation. And it would be
See,
helpful if
think
you
ahead.
didn't shoot the eyes out of their sniper before we had that.
Oh no, I won't.
Saying.
I mean, if they can pay us too, two birds, one flock, or whatever it's called.
Venom really doesn't like his men being taken down for one reason or another.
Alrighty, let's give it a shot.
We should investigate the other site first.
The Mesa site? Yeah, I
Which
think
side
so.
is the other side?
The one not in Razor's Edge territory.
He's talking
Oh,
about
Maryville.
the Maryville site. Yeah.
Maryville.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Sure. Let's get our
Um,
feet wet, figure out what's going on first.
Then you guys can go into Razor's Edge territory by yourself because I'm not going there.
What?
Why
No,
not?
let's do this. Come on, we got this.
Hey,
Oh,
if
I've
you're
done
not
some
going
stupid
anyhow,
stuff.
then
I'm not
we're gonna.
compounding mistakes.
If you're not going to go with us no matter what, then you can go to Maryville, and the five of us will go to Razor's Edge, and we'll meet you when we're done.
I'd rather have the solo on the team. That makes my job easier, actually, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's making all of our jobs harder because he isn't going to be there when we need him.
Well, maybe we can change his mind in Maryville.
Oh, wait, there's a doctor there that I know. I saw something, a movie, where there's this big, heavy-duty guy. It's way back in like the 80s or 90s. He was kind of like a black guy, and they would get him in an airplane, and he had flying, and then he'd go to sleep, and they'd wake up in Afghanistan. I'm sure we can work something out.
What? Okay.
He's saying he's going to knock me out.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll be
No.
simple. If they find me in Razor's Edge territory, they will flatline all of us immediately.
Oh, you have do you have an ex-girlfriend in Razor's Edge? Is she gonna kill you? Is that what's gonna happen?
No,
Oh.
it's Venom that has beef with me.
Oh. No, that's not as exciting. Okay.
I could make you look like someone else.
Put makeup on him and a wig. Do it. Do it.
Now,
Wait.
it's a few years, and he might not know what I look like.
Makeup. We're putting makeup on you, and that's how it's gonna be.
So,
I have wigs.
I have a question. When you were docking with that girl, were you the top or the bottom?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a girlfriend.
Venom also, I think he changed his name to the Black Butcher recently.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I
Picture
avoid Mesa. I stay out of his territory, and I don't have to flatline him, and he doesn't get a chance to flatline me.
I'm telling you, we'll just make up. It'll be fine. Fine.
Do any
Oh,
other
no.
Razor's Edge boys know you by sight, or just as Venom or Butcher or whatever?
Well, Venom's their leader.
Okay, well, he's not everywhere.
It's true.
Maybe we hide you in the back of the car.
You think he's easy to hide? Look at the guy.
Yeah.
Grab a blanket.
Can we scrounge up a hearse somewhere?
He'll be your trunk monkey.
Can we just find a yes? Where's this drunk monkey?
If we scrounge up
Get
a
him on
hearse,
A
Y'all
mask.
we
wanna
could put
take
him in the
risk?
back.
I am there for the risk.
We'll put a mask on you, like a cool, with the things and just like lights. It'd be great. It'd be fine. No one will know.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
like the idea. He'd probably look good with a mask. Kind of macho, even.
Yeah, you'd be like a cyborg, but not cyborg. You're looking to pretend to be a cyborg.
Maybe put something with long sleeves.
Yeah, long sleeves, a shirt, $1 or $2.
Gonna make me put on clothes just so I can get through Razor's Edge territory again.
I know. God.
So
If
that
we
you
don't
can
have to
be
cut off an
paid.
arm. That's right. So you can be paid. So we can be paid. Come
I mean,
on.
You're not doing this for fun.
We can
It's
be
funny.
paid.
Fine. Does somebody have a pair of jeans? And he just pulls off his bottoms.
She's like,
hold on. He
Wow.
grabs his
Okay.
gun, sets it on the table.
Really, Doc? Really? I don't know. I can go find some clothes somewhere. Fixer, what do you got? Anything in your trunk?
I'll be right back.
Pick out the phone. Click, 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 click. Whoever's in my territory. I need to change of clothes for 6'3", overly muscular, top heavy, and something that's not going to shred when he flexes his body. Here's 100 credits to the account. Can I have it in 35 minutes, please?
Okay. So why don't you give me so we'll do our first roll of the night then. It's I think you do street deal?
Yep.
So street deal operates off of
I'm guessing empathy.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's listed under special.
I know.
Yes, special ability. Yep.
But it's supposed to say like.
Street deal operates off of cool.
Oh, okay.
So you will combine your cool and street deal and give it a D10 roll.
My cool is 6 and my street deal is 8.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Add those two together.
And I'm rolling a D10?
Just a D10 and you add both those to it.
Okay. I have a 6, and an 8, so I have a total of 20.
Nice. Okay. So you kind of throw that out there, and then as you put that on like a general like neighborhood chat sort of thing, and then there's like several like dots start popping up as some people spotted that that comment, and then some rando chimes in is like, "I'm on it."
Okay. It'll be here in a bit.
I could have gotten something from the employee closet.
Yes, but this way...
That's all right.
This way it won't break when he stretches.
I totally lied. I just looked at my body score. No, I am not wired. I'm jacked. She's like a Samoan, just like, yeah. Just.
Oh, he's strong.
Yeah. No, I was like, I looked at my body score again. I was like, oh shit, that's high. That's an 8. Yeah, she's jacked.
So Callie is strong.
She's strong.
Okay.
Omen is strong Samoan. Sweet. She's got that
I think that falls under all Samoans.
True.
Is
Yeah.
strong.
Probably, yeah.
I thought she was going to be smaller, but I was like, no. I looked back. And I was like, no, just kidding.
Okay, so you emphasized clothing that could breathe and was fitting enough for somebody who was top heavy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So you guys are
This is
sitting
gonna
there,
be...
and some street rat comes walking in real quick, and he's got like a trash bag of stuff. And eventually, like he gets directed to the back room as everybody was kind of like wondering just what the heck was going on. I was gonna say, oh yeah, we just lost Dale for some reason.
Yeah.
He's had it.
Doggone it! He's probably dropping out and coming back in.
I'm sad that we lost Shelly.
Yeah, me too. I'll give it a second to see if he comes back in real quick before I go.
There he goes.
There he is.
Here.
You. So Black Shard is in the chat and he says, "Never fade away. Come back." Okay, so the street rat comes walking back in, and he's got a trash bag and he sets it down on the table. So so basically you have the clothing that's been provided to you that's bigger and obviously not what you would normally wear. You
It's
have
clothes.
yes, you have a Mr. Beefy a baggy T-shirt, and it says "It's the Beefy now 70%." And it's one of those like really big like sweatshirt, like you can almost swim in it sort of thing. And he's got you have some like fishnet for your hands that goes up your arm. It actually has a setting that allows it to radiate colors.
Oh wow,
Sweet.
cool.
And then you have like a pair of you have a pair of old, and this is the most expensive piece that you've got in here. You have an old pair of pants of Edwin's.
Okay.
In essence, they're Japanese Levi's. So instead of Levi on the thing, it says Edwin, but it's pronounced Edwin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets dressed in the clothes.
Shelly's in the chat. She says, "Hey guys."
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Hi.
Do you have a trunk in your vehicle, Omen? Hello?
I hear you.
I hear you.
me too.
What?
Omen, you got asked a question.
Oh,
Do
You're
you
also,
have a trunk?
you're also muted.
she's having technical difficulties.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hear you
Yes.
now.
Okay. I accidentally pulled my whatever it's called dongle from my computer.
Oh.
Connecting my headset, and I was like, I can't hear anything now. What's going on? And I looked over and I was like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Omen, do you have a trunk on your vehicle?
Yes.
And he'll take off his coat. Mind holding on to this for me? You're the only one I trust so far.
Sure.
You would recognize it as his father's coat.
Oh. Yeah, I'll hold on to that for you. I'll wrap it up. I'll fold it nicely. Hang on.
Give the street friend his money.
Okay. Oh, and you also have a baseball cap that comes with its own mullet.
Perfect.
Maybe you ought to be more specific.
Oh no.
No, this'll work because the hair's not my color.
Well, you
He's a
wanted
new
to
man.
look different.
Perfect.
See, we've solved the issue of being recognizable.
Right.
Let's just hope he isn't there and no one is above the level of a gonk with recognizing me.
We'll deal with it. It's fine.
All right. So,
Almost.
where are you guys going first?
Maryvale.
Maryvale. All right. Is everybody? Are you taking your own vehicles? Are you all going to trust your new Panzer girl?
Do I have a vehicle that can fit everybody?
You do. I actually posted that in the chat.
Oh, good. I missed it.
He grabs a duffel bag out the back of the trunk of his vehicle.
Okay.
It's not subtle.
My car?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's not subtle at all.
Going to
her
Maryville. We're not
specialty-
worried about being subtle.
Yeah, exactly. But her specialty are bigger vehicles, anyway. So.
I got no problem.
Yeah, Skulls
up
will
the-
grab a nylon carry bag with some stuff in it and
Okay.
heads over to the big car that she has.
Go to
Okay.
my car, pull the rifle out, grab the laptop, and climb in.
Yeah,
It's
I'll bring my-
so
my telephone.
Callie, it's actually in the Facebook chat. Sorry,
Oh, that's
and,
why
and I
missed it.
included the
Okay.
stats.
Ew. Here. Let me open the Facebooks.
Sorry about that. I try to keep Discord down for processing speed purposes.
Okay. Oh, good God! I have an off-road vehicle. Nice. This thing is not subtle at all.
I don't know about the heavy hitters, but the quote unquote rifle I just loaded in is an AKR-20 medium rifle.
Can I have a cover on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, so it'll be enclosed.
Yeah.
More of a gray color. But yeah, okay, cool.
Since we're taking her vehicle, he will actually stow the his coat in the trunk of his car instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
No
realize
problem.
she had a deuce and a half.
Oh
It
yeah.
makes funny. I'm like, I guess you can stow back there if you want.
Yep. Got a big old deuce and 2.5 ton. Deuce and a half.
There are slots to like lock in weapons. You see a tech kit in there, so for any type of, but it looks more mechanical.
Yeah, basically the
Basic
back
tech.
is mostly a flatbed. It's got the post up so you can throw the tarp over, so it's covered so you're not actually exposed to the elements. Right up against the cab at the very back of the back of the flatbed is where she's got like 2 chests that lock that you can stow some gear in and whatnot.
There's really a bench on one side.
Oh yeah, there's bench on either side. Yeah,
Yeah, bench on either side. Yeah.
which those can come out too if you have to transport like anything big.
Right.
I'll climb in the back.
Yep, same here.
All right.
If no one climbs up front, he'll climb up front with her.
Okay.
I'll be towards the front so I can direct them where to go.
Sure.
Oh, I'll give you my whatever the frequency for my comm, and we'll start linking, I guess, comms up for that.
That'll work.
And you see her like check her. She's a biomonitor on, so she's checking it every once in a while.
Okay. No problem.
Question as far as a piece of gear. I couldn't find this in the book, but would a smart gun module on a gun already have a cable, or would you need to buy a separate cable to attach to it?
No. Yeah, it comes.
Okay,
It's intact.
that's what I thought. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know the equipment lists for Cyberpunk are pretty extensive, but I would never cheese anybody out. It's like, no, you need your USB cable too.
Okay.
You lost it.
Yeah.
I've been in games where they count everything. So
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah?
I mean, you could totally wind up in a situation where it accidentally gets cut, or
Right.
damaged or whatnot. But yeah, I'm never going to turn around and go, oh yeah, you've got everything you need, except your USB-C cable.
No. Cool.
I did actually purchase my Smart Link.
I'll look at you. I'll be like, hey, you guys got biomonitors? Do you have a biomonitor? So
I do.
tap a wrist. All right,
I've
good.
never needed one up to this point.
Oh my god.
Me neither.
As we get towards the edge of the city, he's actually going to open up the bag. He's going to check his rifle, make sure it's lock and loaded. Same thing for his heavy submachine gun.
Yep, sure, no
Is
problem.
Maryville still outside of the Walden area?
It is, yes.
Okay.
It's actually from where you're at. It's actually directly outside of the western Walden section of Phoenix. Basically, quote unquote Phoenix, the cyberpunk city of Phoenix, takes up all of downtown and then kind of heads in a northeastern direction as it encompasses Paradise Valley and then parts of Scottsdale. Yep.
Okay.
Because that's where the rich people were at, and they would have had money. Ensure that they did not get annexed out. So, as you guys head out through town, you have to fight through some traffic, obviously, but for you and your driving needs, it is not a problem. You know how to put the vehicle in such a position as you drive to basically do the, go ahead, pull in front of me sort of routine, because your vehicle is big, loud, and clearly does not matter if the nice, new, freshly painted sedan gets in its way. It's just going to topple over it, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I'll I'm pretty sure I probably won't need my expert navigation.
Oh,
getting
no.
through normal city
It's
stuff.
just
That'll be out.
Yeah, it's just you're without even making rolls, you're spatially aware enough. Kind of like the like real big hefty people when they're walking through big crowds. Like they know how to walk and where to walk, a lot of times. That people are they're not going to get in their way. Just like they're going to get out of their way, they're going to make way, and that's basically how you drive. Just like I'm not even going to honk, get out of my way.
Awesome.
So getting through traffic isn't really too big of a problem. It's kind of slow, obviously, because you can't really get up to speed as quickly as you would like. But eventually, you hit like the I-17, at that point, or not I-7. Well, yeah, the I-17, and then cut across.
Yep.
At that point, like to Thomas, to one of the not to Thomas, but like one of the earlier streets, like Glendale or something like that. Anyways, but you basically, and then basically make a left and then start heading over to one of the exits out through the checkpoints going out into the going out. And you've actually been through here before, so it's not that. Actually, one of the last times you were out on this side of town, it did not go quite as well as you had hoped. But
that's right.
That was further out.
I'll keep that in mind. And quiet.
Yes.
Oh yes.
But as you come rolling out, really the only thing you have to worry about here at this point is that the streets just aren't completely clear. They're mostly clear, but like junks have been left around. So you may, you kind of have to navigate, not necessarily in a lane, but kind of in the middle of the road, and then swerve occasionally to get in and out of running into like a burnt out vehicle or something. But I mean, otherwise, the town itself is really, from here on out, is really run down. As an FYI to everybody, there are utilities out here, but it's always spotty. Almost never has water. But occasionally, some of these places may have still been accidentally left into the power grid. So some of the people out here in the combat zone, they do have power, in their places, which is why some of these places you will spot storefronts out here too. But given the fact that it's the Wild West, essentially, it's you're gonna have to get what you get if you decide to shop out here.
Once we're outside the city proper,
Mm-hmm.
he will link up with. I'm not sure how they do it, if it's a physical link or if it's like a magnetic link, but he will have his rifle out the entire time with his SMG slung.
Okay, sure.
And he is very he is on point. He is now work mode.
No problem. So you, at this point, Sam, you're kind of leaning across to the driver's window and like motioning or giving some directions as to where to go. You do see people out here occasionally, mostly, because the truck is really loud. They're mostly just trying to see what's going on, but nobody is, seemingly doing anything. They're just keeping to themselves, clearly not wanting any trouble.
What time of day is it?
It is right about now, late in the afternoon, so sun is blazing overhead. It's a balmy 120 right now outside.
Yep, that's Phoenix.
Yeah,
Real no bueno in the way of temperatures. So for the most part, it's hot enough. People just don't want to mess. They don't want to play around. There's no sense in it. Just stay inside in the shade.
It's so dry here, though.
Mm-hmm. But as you direct the traffic, you end up going past, what used to be an old Mexican restaurant called Garcia's, and then eventually heading down the road to where you saw that location, passing up the remains basically it's a dust bowl at this point, but an old ballpark sports center that you had parked at before, Sam, and coming up around that corner is where you see like those two restaurants near the burned out remains of restaurants out in this area. One of them is partly collapsed. It's clear this was the site of the attack. There are potholes in the building. It looks like one of the vehicles had been smoldering. It no longer is. It's been a while, obviously. There's there's still the remains of somebody out by one of the burned out vehicles. And then it looks like as you guys come pulling up, whatever took place in the restaurant just adjacent from the one you parked in.
Careful what you touch.
Hey, Panzer Girl.
Hmm.
Can you put eyes on the roofs?
I'm gonna go start looking around.
He is going to do very much similar. He's going to pop out the truck and he's going to start scanning for rooftops and windows.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have a telescopic teleoptic eye as well.
Okay.
Here,
Anyone here
That
besides
military.
me got medical?
Military.
Alrighty, I guess I know who gets to look at the corpse.
Oh, look, we got a med doc right there, right?
Yeah, medtech. Looking around in the area, does it seem like there are a lot of people around, or is it like kind of a ghost town?
No, it's
right now?
out here is a total ghost town. As an FYI,
Okay.
if you need any visuals, you guys are near the corner of 51st Ave, North 51st Ave, and Indian School.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So basically, this ended up taking place like the fight right around the Habit Burger, which is the Habit Burger Grill, just a burned out husk of a property.
Okay.
Skulls will pull a nylon helmet out of his carry bag, strap that on,
Okay.
and then he heads out of the truck if it's stopped and gets up so that he's sure he's relatively close to Deku, but behind him. He's second point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep eye on the rooftops and things like that while they go look at bodies.
Okay.
Or whatever's there to see.
So who is keeping an eye out?
I am
Okay. So
not investigating.
right. So not investigating. Who's keeping an eye out for, like you guys were saying, rooftops?
And
So we
till Dale is done,
Okay. So we've
I'm
got,
just a gun.
Okay.
I'm just a gun.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll lead the way in there and just kind of like point
Sure.
out this is what I think happened, and this is what it looked like when I got here.
Okay, that's fair enough. So then we've got MedTech and media going inside. Everybody else watching. Then I need you guys to give me.
And it's a dice, by the way.
Give me awareness notice check. So it's going to be intelligence plus your awareness notice. D10.
12, 17.
Intelligence for aware notice 6.
I wish the telescopic eye gave me
Hold
more
that
on
thought.
it.
I'll be right back.
15.
So I rolled a 7. Was it plus int?
Yeah, intelligence. So when you roll, you're gonna do the stat, the skill, like add those up, and then
Go
add
away.
10.
In the D10, yeah.
Okay. 16.
I put my cyberware on the wrong eye.
I know, I did too. I was like, shit, I was left eye, and I did it right.
But that's okay because my contacts didn't come in anyway. So
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, they're still being shipped from Singapore.
Wow.
Where do the custom ones come from nowadays? Just Singapore?
It depends on what website you order from.
They still running about $30 a set?
Depends also. I think the ones that I got were about 25 for non-prescription.
Mhm.
But I've ordered from a UK website too, and those were pretty great. Depends.
Alrighty. Yeah, Black Shard is out there throwing out all the quotes. He's all Kuroshis. Get those cyber eyes. Optics. Okay.
I wish Optics had gave a bonus to observation.
Okay, so Justin, you got a 17?
17.
Okay, Steven.
15.
Okay. Callie.
16.
Okay. All right, so you guys are keeping an eye out on the vicinity. Most of it out here is open. There are a few buildings. The one right at the corner, which was a bank, that's like completely fragged. There's no way anybody could be on top of that. There is an old restaurant right across the street from that place. That also is completely fragged, so it's mostly just a burned out hull. It's possible the basically the dime store building that was on the southwest corner could have somebody on top of it. It's still relatively intact, despite the fact it's got like windows, thrash and whatnot. It's not in operation. And then the rest of it is like parking lot for the most part. So you've got pretty clear view of the area for the most part. Unless somebody had something that would completely obscure their vision, like Predator style stealth or whatnot, you guys will probably see anything coming, unless they're that far out. Those of you who went into the restaurant and you're looking around. So, Dale, this is for you. So, at this point, Sam is kind of like laying it out pretty accurately, despite the fact it looks like there's been some things that have been disturbed in here already. Okay. But it's clear she's got an eye for detail. Maybe she photographed some or something like in a crime scene sort of way. Okay. But she's able to actually recreate what it looked like when it was there, like where a body was and whatnot. Like one of the bodies has been disturbed and is on the ground, and she's giving you kind of a layout of like, okay, it was laying here and it was doing this, and this over here. Otherwise, on the inside, there are it looks like there were two. There's two refrigeration units that look like they were just jury rigged up to the grid in this building here. So there's like all kinds of like muck and whatnot on the inside where it looks like somebody, bodies were probably already kept on, or cooled down anyways while they were swiping parts. So it's clear this was turned into a really nasty seed at one point, and it still kind of is.
Okay.
But since she was here, it's also clear that some people have come through and disturbed it.
Gotcha. So, like, probably a scav hunt. Like, there are literally like bodies in those refrigeration units, or something else.
Yeah, there's still bodies in there. Yeah, but
Okay.
It looks like they've got the corpses at this point have already got parts missing.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll do my specialty, and I'm checking out the bodies that are still there to see if I can find anything of import, like what was taken from each. All that jazz.
Okay, go ahead.
If you could tell what all is missing as far as the chrome, I would like to keep notes. Maybe we can itemize.
All right. And in Spanish, he replies, "You've got it."
De nada.
P.S. I took more English than I originally had. I'm up to level 5, so
nice.
I'm like mostly fluent.
Right. Okay. So what am I rolling for checking out these corpses?
Okay, so since you're trying to tap into your own skill, give me I think MedTech works. Back up.
That works off of tech, actually. So
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So tech, MedTech, and a D10 roll.
Got it. That's a 23.
Oh, good grief. Good job. Okay. So, not too shabby. You pull out your own little personal scanner and kind of your own mind in this sense and going over everything.
Mind.
Whoa.
Yep. And from what you can tell, so not only has some chrome been taken from some of the people, some of it is you can tell, and I hate to you hate to cheapen the experience, but some of the people that were in here, it's clear that they had like second rate. So they were probably just grabbed because they had something. Like one's missing an arm, another one's missing like a spleen. But it's clear, you can tell by the hookups and installation that they were cybernetic. Others are actually missing legit organs. So they were actually they actually harvest organs here as well. Like a heart is missing, and you saw no trace of any sort of cyber installation.
Okay.
The one body that had been disturbed the most that she pointed out to you, this particular body looks like, physically speaking, at one point in time, they probably had some sculpting done.
Okay.
So this is probably the money one, the one that had all the wear in it. And you can tell that this person had quite a bit.
Okay.
From organs to an arm. There's obviously some optics that were, it's like everything has been stripped from this body.
Okay. Gotcha. And can I tell if it was like, if the procedures were done well, or does it look like just like a quick, messy job or anything?
You actually can. Judging by how everything, they did it in such a fashion that it probably won't harm resale value much, but it was rushed.
Okay. Gotcha. Looking at him like, yeah, they definitely did this in a rush. This guy here, pointing at the biosculpt guy, yeah, he's had a ton of work done. This is definitely the money shot here. Everything was taken, but
So what all is he missing?
multiple vital organs, cyber optics. I mean, you see the pieces that are missing. Yeah, all of that was cybered up. Could I tell from the ports like how advanced the cyberware was, or if it's like stuff that I've seen before?
Oh no, 100%. Because when you look at cyberware, on the inside, it's still going to have, or like the ports where you install it and whatnot. It's still going to have like a name. So like everything here was name brand.
Okay.
Nothing here was installed on this guy was cheap by any means.
Okay. So it goes, yeah. I mean, this guy, he had all the nice chrome. Everyone else here, second rate, is workable, but they made sure to carve this guy clean.
Checks out. Jerome, do I notice anything additional from the scene?
Why don't you give me another check?
What am I checking? Awareness notice?
Yes. So intelligence and awareness note.
Ooh, man, this game has more math. 21.
Okay. Oh, and since we're now rolling, keep in mind if you roll a 10, that is a critical and it explodes. So you will roll again until you stop rolling a 10. If you roll a 1, it is a critical fail.
Yep. Right.
Even if you're adding like 13 points.
Yep.
It's still
Oh
a
yeah.
one,
Yep.
which is always fun.
So, what'd you get, Brittany?
21.
21. Okay, so you go back over. It took you a bit because again, you realize that there were some other people, as like you had mentioned before. If there was anything here, other people probably needed it more. So you weren't going to hassle with it. So you knew people came in here and disturbed the scene and whatnot. What you do end up finding is a couple of shell casings that were here that were from a high-powered rifle that you didn't see before. And it looks like the reason why you didn't see them is they might have gotten kicked up underneath one of the refrigeration units. Because there's some scuffing on them.
Hey, Solo.
You have a comm unit.
Yes.
Can you take a look at these?
I gotta go in. Go ahead.
He will switch weapons. He has now got his SMG at the ready.
Sure, no problem.
What's up?
I'm gonna point out the shell casings without touching them, and just say, "What do you make of this? Who carries these? Like, are they a specific caliber or etc. etc.? I mean, like, is there any, like, if they're not special, then I would know that they're not special. But if they are special,
Why don't you use your eyes and magnify them and let our esteemed driver also look at them, since her eyes are equally as good as yours.
So Solo, why don't you give me a since this would be relatable, why don't you give me oops, that's what I'm looking for. Too far again. Oh, okay. So you are going to roll your intelligence, your awareness skill, and your combat sense.
Okay, that works for me. Is there a minimum number on this?
Don't roll a 1.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
This rifle?
15,
Oh no.
24.
you got 24 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So not only do you know that, of course, these rounds came from a 7.62, so real nasty buggers. But what you can tell from the back end of it is that they were Russian made.
He'll pick it up. He'll actually pick up a handful of them, look at them. Russian made 7.62. He'll squeeze it. Are they first strikes or second strikes?
Now, how do you mean? Like, have they been reused?
Have they been reused?
Yeah, they've been reused. Which you would know that's pretty common, again, because of supply chain down. So people are going to, if they can reuse stuff, they will.
We're looking at we're probably, if we're looking at standard equipments, probably FN RAL heavy assault rifle or Kalashnikov A80.
now, Jerome, does anyone special use these, or are they just available to anyone?
I don't know if you would actually know that off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else common knowledge and what
Right.
is.
For you, that wouldn't be common knowledge. For Justin, however,
So they'll say, who uses these?
right. So yeah, Justin, you could surmise. So obviously 7.62 we use for almost anybody. The fact that they're Russian designation, however, means somebody had a connection to the homeland.
She was Russian. Oh,
You know of
that's
any
great.
Russian?
Otherwise, I mean, it wouldn't make any sense
mean-
because Americans make that too.
There's a few people in the area that are Russian. Yeah. They are
I
there.
don't know all the Russian gangs, but they probably have a direct connection through the USSR.
It's
I mean, they've been struck more than once, so these have been used twice at least. But these are definitely Russians.
Yeah,
Jerome,
there's-
would I know anything about the Russian kings?
There are Russian mobsters in this area
There you go.
for sure.
That's
I
what you would know.
can name a couple off the top of my head but I don't know if they may or may not be behind this.
Can you tell how recently they were shot?
Not recently. Yeah, if we were here like half an hour after, you could probably still feel heat off of them. But these things have been out in the desert for how many days?
Yeah,
I
forever.
mean, just
Well,
like one.
what happened when it happened? It's been about a day. So,
Yeah.
If anything, it's just got contact heat from the ground.
Okay, so it's not like they're like super dusty.
Nope.
It's reasonable to assume that this happened during the firefight.
It is, yes.
He steps back outside and he takes up his position again.
Gracias. Let's see, what else can we get? So, but okay, so how does that fit into the scenario that we?
Russians were involved.
Well,
For
it's
some
hard
reason.
to say. Either the Russians came after the Scavs. The Scavs bought ammo off of the Russians.
Okay, none of the other bodies were Russian, were they?
You'd have to find a way to check their ID. Which
I did,
didn't I? Well, I know they don't have like any ID or whatnot, and you were looking for like serial numbers to try and track them down. That's how you managed to figure out who the big guy was. But because they have like second-rate cyberware or whatnot, it's not as easy.
Okay. And they're not wearing any like distinguishing clothing.
Nothing that stands out like that. However, if you could get fingerprints or something identifying, you could probably have somebody run it if you have a connection.
I will present that idea to Senor Medico.
You know what? I know a guy. Yeah, it makes sense. Let me get the prints. So he goes ahead and just like uses whatever gear he has to just like collect the prints from at least one of the hands of each of the bodies, and are there any like arms left on the biosculpted guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Collect his prints too. Okay, yeah. Collect that as well. And then I place a call through my phone splice to my guy Hardcase at the Phoenix PD.
Okay. So, here, and you can see the little video feed of him pop up, like right in your optics view. Yeah. What's going on?
Hey there, Choom. Got a little bit of an op I'm running here, and wondering if you had anybody free to check some prints for me.
Check. So, okay. How quickly are you needing that?
Well, let's see here. Hey, Sam, how fast do you think we need this stuff? Maybe, are we just looking ASAP, or?
Sure.
As soon as you got an opening, pal.
Why don't you give me a roll? Give me a empathy and persuasion fast talk.
Okay. All right. Total of 10.
Ooh. Okay. He's like, yeah, all right. That's going to cost you.
All right. How much are we talking?
Tell you what, let me get them run and we'll talk then.
All right. All right. So I hang up.
Okay.
All right, yeah. I have to pay a little fee, but I I can get that done. Just have to take these down to the department. You should be able to get it checked out.
If it saves us time and Eddie's, you don't need to run the big guy. I got him already.
Okay.
Can you send them direct?
Would I have a way of doing that, Jerome?
Of doing what specifically?
Sending the like the prints.
The
Like I
scan.
don't have anything that like scans it. I don't have like a cyber modem or anything like that.
Nothing like you would need basically the setup that the police have. So if you can get your hands on something like that, 100%. But that's not something you have readily available.
Okay. So like I assume then I would have to just literally take it physically downtown to the department.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I was thinking that I can scan it and send it from where we're at. I have the connection. So if you have a way of putting it into a like an email of scanning the print,
Don't have that on me. I'm not usually the type who sends the info. I just do the job at the site. So,
Alright.
yeah. I mean, not going to take long. I just drop it off, and then he'll fire off a call to me when he's got the info. But
We can do that on our way back through town.
it works.
Okay, Jerome.
Yes.
There was another guy outside, right? The one, the body.
the body in the street.
There was, yes.
Was that one of the scabs?
No, that was not.
That was it. Trauma team.
You had previously identified that as a member of trauma team.
I couldn't remember. Okay. Okay, so they didn't get any of the scabs. Is there?
Or no, sorry, that was a scav. Correct. Because you
Okay.
identified him because of his colors. I remember that now. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to be really impressed that they took out somebody from trauma team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it's
if that
possible.
is one of the scabs, then maybe we can use something identifiable on him to figure out who they are, like which particular group it is. Did I look at that already?
No, let's go over there and take a look. I mean, I'll walk with them.
Yeah, it's just right outside the burned out restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Right next to the car. So it's not like you have to go far.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be looking at the body since I'm standing outside anyways.
Sure.
Are there any colors on it? Does it look like any of the gangs that are in the area?
You know what?
Pretty
Give
sure.
me a intelligence and education or general knowledge.
Did his buddies pick him clean too?
No. But he has been picked clean by people that were here.
Oh, right. Scavengers.
But not like, his cyberware or anything like cash or cred chips or weapons.
That's a 9.
9 total?
Yep.
Yeah, so you look at it and you're like, it's some kind of gang colors.
But nothing like the more noticeable, like Harlequins or.
Nope. Nothing like that.
Okay.
Basically,
Really
he
noticeable
looks like
posters.
your atypical thug, but with some gang colors you can't readily identify.
Okay.
So nothing that stands out like the well-known poser gangs that are in the air.
I don't know. Just looks dead to me. Poor guy.
Okay, so we don't have surveillance anything out here, right? Because it's super low tech.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're more likely to run into cameras in Mesa, correct?
Possibly.
Jerome, I'm going to walk over, look at the body in the street.
Sure.
Do I recognize it?
No.
Okay. The face is intact?
Yeah.
Okay. Fingers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
If
fingers
Sarah
on,
wasn't taking off
fingers
this
on
guy,
one
did he?
hand, yeah.
I open up my laptop, use the scanner, scan in his face, close the laptop.
Okay. Anything else from here? Are we good?
Not like you guys don't see anything. I'm good to drive out.
Climb back in the back.
Yep, same
Okay.
here.
All right.
He is the last one in the truck.
If anybody needs to wash their hands, I have wipes.
Much obliged. He goes ahead and takes one. Like,
Okay. There's an app for that.
Learned that from last time.
And you go back up.
Are we going to be driving back into Phoenix? Or are we still going to be skirting around it to get to Mesa?
I expect that we will have to drive through to get to the other side of town.
Yeah, if
he
it goes all the way
leans-
up around like Scottsdale, that'd be a long way around.
Yeah,
I'm a Texan, so I don't know
that's right. I forgot that you're not from here.
the directions of Phoenix.
Sure,
We
no
basically
problem.
have to go through.
So he leans over to Omen while she's driving and goes, yeah, if you swing by blah, 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 and gives like the corner, of where the department's going to be to hand over the prints.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know where that is.
Now, Jerome, I have a question for you.
I
Inside
have
the
an answer.
city, firearms are not supposed to be like lock and loaded, right? I
Yeah,
don't know about.
There's no rule like that.
Oh, okay. Then he switches. Like he's gonna keep switching out for whatever is the most opportune weapon. So he's back to his SMG
Sure,
while
okay.
they're in the city.
Like, just don't walk into corpo buildings like lock and loaded.
Well, exactly, right. Yeah, there are areas that you can't do that at, but it's not the town itself.
Yeah.
Arizona is very pro gun. That would not change in the dark future of Cyberpunk. If anything, they would be like, "No, give me more."
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm double checking.
Oh yeah,
I'll stop a couple of blocks away. I mean, not like super far. It's like mega city blocks, but I'll stop. I'm not going to drive right up to the police department and be like, "Look at my big ass truck! Hey, look at me!" So I'll just be like, kind of an out of the way area to be like, "All right, go drop them off. I'll wait for you here."
Yeah, no problem. So you guys pull back in through town and accelerate this big old truck and get it back underway. Heading back into town or into downtown proper. Occasionally seeing something fly overhead like an AV, or whatnot, or a helicopter. There's still some obviously aircraft that fly overhead every so often.
First time even ATV, and I was like, "Why are ATVs flying over us?
Yeah.
Should not be good." Oh.
Yeah. So we can get through this part. I mean, you run it, inside Dale to drop it off with one of the desk clerks or whatnot, and just let them know that this is for so and so.
Yeah.
This is for Detective Jensen, and we'll get
Exactly.
it taken care of.
Cool. Okay. All right. Do that. Hop back in the truck.
Head to Mesa.
And so you got end up everybody ends up getting an alert on their phone. It's one of those like one of those like steady alert sort of things, and then when you pull it up and look, it's a warning of an impending haboob.
Is it a dust storm?
Oh, time to go to ground.
Well, it's up to you guys. We can either drive through this and not be seen because everyone else is going to go to ground, or we wait it out and possibly the scene is scrubbed by giant dust storm.
Right.
How close are we to Mesa when this happens?
By the time you get that notification, because you're in downtown Phoenix at that point, making you about halfway there.
Okay.
Is it coming from the west or the east?
It's coming from the west.
All right.
If
It'll
we
usually
look,
last
can
that
we
long,
see
right?
it?
Oh yeah, the rooms are that big.
Okay. Yeah. Just seeing how far it was.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Big-
once I break
big
free of
scary face
traffic,
on it and everything.
I can. I mean, I'll not floor it. I can go as fast as we let it go.
Is this thing sealed?
Is it?
Not the back.
Not the back.
Not in the back.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
I hate to say it,
But
but
it's got a tarp. I mean, if you guys pull up a shirt or something, it's not like you're
Weapons
gonna
won't be
suffocate.
clean.
But yeah, weapons
We-
won't be clean. Only the people in the cab will be all right.
How big is the cab?
It fits 2 people.
Okay, that
Yeah.
kind of cab.
Yeah.
Yep. I had my AK inside. I'm like, my pistols I'm not too worried about. I'm not having to clean that AK out. Nope, not happening.
Should we find a building?
He will.
I'll keep driving towards the wall until we decide. Like, we're not going to stop. Yeah,
I'm
just gonna keep
assuming we're
going.
going to go.
Just
I
go.
just want my weapon ready,
Sure.
and not having to go like it's going to jam about the second time I fire it.
He pokes his head out back. Who has rifles back here or machine guns?
They can stow them in the lockers. Those are sealed.
Oh,
I would
that'll
assume.
work.
Those big lockers that are in the back
Yep. Yep.
next to you.
Okay.
He
He's
reaches
popping
into
her.
his duffel bag. He grabs a handful of condoms, and this is a legit thing, and rubber bands.
Oh, that's an old trick.
Okay.
Put these on the tips of your barrels.
I have to just put
It'll
mine in
keep the
locker.
sand out until after the first shot, and then, well, if we're in the shit at that point, we're in the shit.
Why not?
Probably be close quarters.
And he
Skulls
does exactly that.
Okay.
Skulls takes his SMG, goes ahead and does that. Just does it in the locker.
All right.
All right, we're going to try to, not successfully outrun this thing, but
Yeah, I'll
once
do
we get to
that
the
with
wall,
my-
I'm going to floor it once I get directions. Like, just give me an idea of where I have to go, and I'll get there.
Take out my handkerchief, pour a little water on
Okay,
it, or
so,
soda or whatever.
Brittany, you give the directions to Callie. Callie, since you're going to be racing against the storm and kind of navigating to the weather, now we're going to need your expert navigation. So give me intelligence and expert navigation.
Come on, son. That's a 1.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Wow.
We're gonna die in episode 1.
It's perfect.
All
I hate you
right.
bots so much.
Dramatic.
So you guys
No, I'm
are
really good at this, guys. Trust me.
Yep. So you guys are
Except when
so
there's
you
a
guys are
storm.
driving, right? So you guys are driving. You've hit the 202, and just bearing along. Not many vehicles out here at this point. Not that you could see them really well, but you're gunning it in the thick of it at this point. And right as you're looking, sorry, DQ, you look over at Omen. She's like, "Oh shoot, about ready to miss my turn," and she turns where there's no off ramp.
Oh.
And you realize it just a second too late. Like you basically turned like a touch too soon because the off ramp was just a little piece down, and you basically pull a T2 and boom, right off the edge of this, of the pass here. Now we need your driving check.
My poor suspension. Is my vehicle zen? Can I go into this?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you.
So it's reflex, your operate heavy machinery, and your vehicle zen.
Okay.
Vehicle
Hopefully you don't roll a 1 and you'll
Just did not roll a 1. That's all. Okay. Please
you'll just
don't.
inadvertently look really cool doing this. You're like, I meant to do that.
Yeah.
23.
Okay.
Nice.
So those of you in the back start to free fall for a second.
Yep.
As,
Grab on things.
as she drops off, and whoa, you guys feel that weightlessness for a second. As all of a sudden she like hits the ground and this loud just it hits down. There's sparks flying everywhere. That's the one thing you actually do see above all of the sand and dirt in the air, just like sparks coming out from from underneath it. Oddly enough, despite her Dukes of Hazzard off this freeway, This truck is still driving.
She just cackles maniacally. We lived. All right, let's go.
Amore looks at the little icon in his glasses that shows the comm links, looks at the color that shows its green, and goes,
Yeah, all of a sudden, Callie's over here. We live, we die, we live again.
I'll be
We
right back.
live a plus 20.
This is not
Witness
the
me.
ocean.
It's the same kind of navigation.
So
right?
you end up like hitting down. You end up hitting down really hard on the street, and then having to renegotiate the streets at this point at the speed that you're going, and you end up like pulling. Well, ideally it would have been a red light if you could have even seen it, But you basically slide really hard around. The street basically running parallel at this point to the freeway. Thankfully, because there's so much sand, nobody really saw what happened, or can really see what's going on. This really loud noise in the midst of this storm. Go ahead and give me another check at this point. Again, for driving, you're still going to throw your vehicles into it.
For 29.
Nice.
Woohoo.
So now that you've gotten your wits about you, you needed to wake up. Is probably what it was. And you're definitely awake now.
Yeah, I'm like
But
adrenaline rush.
But at this point, you end up coming down the road. You're passing some other buildings at this point. Since it's closer to downtown Phoenix, you can tell as you're passing through here. This side of town's a little bit better kept. Still combat zone, but the buildings aren't nearly as blasted out or in disrepair as the other section of town that you were just in. Probably because at one point in time they're probably trying to keep up some sort of I don't want to say facade, but they're at least trying to make it civil enough along the borders that people are going to want to do some business, because there's obviously some eddies to be made doing something like that. The further out you go, however, it starts replicating itself. It's nasty. It's trashed. The buildings are haven't been repaired in quite some time. Maybe not even lived or housed any sort of business for some time. It's totally common to see spray paint taggings as you guys are going along. Very clearly emblazoned that this is Razor's Edge turf. But you do make it to the scene of the crime that the now terrified crew in the back half of your truck are elated that you've made it.
Is it still dust storm going on?
It is still dust stormy going on.
And I'm going to go ahead and, before I hop out of the truck, I'm going to take a look around.
Okay.
And this time I did not do as well.
Okay.
7, 5, 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop off my radar sensor, see if anybody is. I think that's two. Look for radar that's being used.
Okay.
Just see if there's anybody pinging around this area.
So you act. That's Neuralware, correct?
It is. It's a optic. I'm trying to find it. It's 100 meters, cybernetic eye. Generally, it's more to look for ambushes and things like that.
Gotcha.
I think.
Yeah. Right now, you're getting like a lot of that green sort of disruption haze right now because of the storm.
Right. Okay.
There's just a lot of junk in the air right now, and it's no bueno.
I can look for. Oh no! Never mind.
At least it's darker, and it's not quite as hot out because the sun's blotted out.
All
Is
right.
this in another building? Do we think?
Yeah, where you've pulled up, looks like it was probably a sporting goods store at one point in time. Has that sort of look about it. So it has a decent sized parking lot, so getting in and out with your truck is not an issue. The building itself has completely boarded up windows. and glass doors tagging all over the front of the building as far as you can tell. Beyond that, without getting out and really kind of investigating, you can't really see.
All right, I think we should all head in together. Just to get out of the sandstorm. And really, no one's going to be out here. If there's anyone here, they're going to be inside.
Bueno.
Is it out of pocket to say that I have a bandana in the bag?
No, you probably have a bandana.
Sure. To complete that Tiger King look of yours.
He throws on a bandana around his mouth.
Okay.
It has a tiger face on it. I love.
There you go. It has a tiger face on it. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Well, it's more because if dust storms are a thing there, that would seem like it'd be standard gear.
Yeah.
They're not really a thing, but when they do, but when they are, they really are a thing. So.
Yeah.
Just like rain.
So he'll
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's start. Oh, sorry.
We don't do it much, but when we do it hard.
Let's everybody get inside all together.
All right, you take point. I'll take rear. We'll put everybody else in the middle.
SMG going in.
Pull my rifle out of the locker.
Okay.
Yeah,
Check
get
the
my gun
action.
from the locker too.
Check the action.
I will activate my sneak suit.
What?
Okay.
Does she just like camouflage out?
I believe so, actually.
I think technically it's really only useful in the dark or near dark, but I could be wrong.
Hold on a second.
That's cool.
There we go.
It's not my imagination. I am hearing something in the background.
What does it sound like? Like a low fan?
No, almost like voices. It's just barely not.
Oh no, then that's not me.
No, it doesn't sound like Van.
What are the voices telling you?
So what it does? So the sneak suit is a tight black, light absorbent bodysuit composed of photocarbon. Sports a hood and ultralight trifilament weave for a lightly armored protection. It also reduces the wearer's infrared signature, giving overall -4 to an observer's awareness rolls to spot anyone wearing a sneak suit in darkness, shadows, or low light conditions. And it talks about how it compounds per distance. So in essence, you just basically look like Spec Ops, kind of, with it on.
Oh, cool. Oh, I need one of those.
He is first in the door.
Wait, is there a door?
Dale.
Yeah, good question. Is there a door to this place?
Yeah, there is, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I talked about how it's boarded up.
Okay. He goes in first and he begins like going room to room, making sure no one's in here.
How did you go in first when the door is boarded?
The boarded closed, right?
Yeah.
Hot bag. Let me go grab a crowbar real quick. Let me go back to my truck. Grab a crowbar.
Dale, you
Bring it
need
back.
to write this down. Shelly just cashed in some points, so you have a reroll.
Oh, thanks, Shelly.
I'm going to be strong.
I'm strong. I just like start pulling the boards.
No, what? Use a crowbar. Come on now.
But he's strunk.
Okay, so
Oh my, but
he's
it's somebody use.
just going to use his hands and try to rip. Why don't you go ahead and give me a D10 and a body check?
Mm-hmm.
Give you a body check.
That is going to be a 19, sir.
Okay, so he just cavemans it. Basically punches his fist in there as hard as he can, and then so he can get kind of a grip and just yanks down the plywood, I should say.
Sorry, I meant 18. I did the math wrong in my head. I apologize.
So strong.
1 point off.
Damn ya.
Rips that open. There, I mean, you can get in. You'll have to duck. because of the hand rest. But you can get in. Just shards of glass all over the ground and what.
Some things never change. I'll just keep carrying the crowbar. I'm like, oh, that's a good weapon.
Okay.
Unless the glass has a SP value over 12, I'm fine.
Go in. I'll make sure everybody goes in first. I'll keep the lookout, like looking behind towards the truck while everyone
sure.
goes in.
Anyone in here?
It is completely dark in here.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do I see anything?
I activate the light enhanced shades that I'm wearing.
Okay. Why don't you guys give me? I'm getting ready to say perception alertness check. Go ahead and give me your intelligence and awareness notice.
Man, it's dark in here.
Awareness
Oh, that doesn't count.
13 plus 8 is
It
20.
hit the floor.
14.
21.
23.
Okay.
16.
19.
My eyes are outside eyes.
Yeah.
Got a flashlight? Anyone? Should I grab that truck?
So those of you who have the ability to see in the dark, looking around, you can see that there are remains of shelving units in here, kind of like what you would expect in an abandoned store. They're not in the positions like they used to be, like to basically make aisles. They've been shifted around and whatnot. Looks like almost to make walls of some kind, or maybe just a pile of junk in others. Other than that, it's kind of deep, and given the fact that there's no ambient light, and definitely not enough, you can't see much more past that.
Yeah. They've made some sort of half walls in here. Aisles have been shifted. So if you
Is
hear
there
a
any
noise,
unique-
you probably want to pay attention to it. Who wants to go? Someone needs to go first, so there's only one of us moving.
I'll go.
Okay.
I crouch down and not move. I'm like, I'll be right here by the door. Like I can't see anything. If you could find some lights, I can help.
I'm going to
Okay.
step 2 paces to the left as she starts to move, Jason. Sorry. Yeah. As she starts to move so that I'm not in anyone's line of fire, because we came in kind of like line abreast, and I want to be 2 steps to the left so
Sure.
that
That'll work.
I'll be hanging out next to Omen because I also can't see in the dark.
Okay, so but like adjacent to her, right? Not blocking
Right.
the door.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, we're against the wall. Like if the door, the wall, like we're kind of against the
Sure,
wall.
sure.
Like
that'll work.
hanging out.
And Justin,
I'll be a couple more steps in
okay.
from Omen.
Can you?
I can't see in the dark, but
Okay,
with at least a little bit of light, I might be able to make out a target if they're moving.
sure. Okay. Brittany, Shelly just redeemed some points for you for a reroll. So make sure
Thank
you
you.
write that down. She may not be here, but she's cashed in some points to make sure she can assist somehow.
Exactly.
This was City of Heroes. She's acting as the defender.
Okay.
So-
Should I roll stealth or should I just walk?
How are you going in? Are you trying to be sneaky?
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
Then you should probably roll some stealth.
Okay. Ooh, 6. Okay, so that stealth is under
Reflex.
reflex.
Flex.
And 15.
Okay, so you're doing a reasonable job of heel toeing it and being careful of how you're walking. Steven?
Yep.
Are you being stealthy or just... You probably don't have it. do you?
No, I'm not going to be stealthy, because if someone gets shot, it's better that it's me than her.
Okay, fair enough. So you're just going to walk casually then. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you both give me more awareness notice checks? You're going further in.
Same score, 23.
Ooh, nice.
20.
Okay. So the both of you have kind of advanced, probably from different positions, to the section that looked like a wall, where these units have kind of been, pushed up. They're not terribly tall. I mean, you can kind of see over it. It's not like it's, you know, too high that you can't reach across or whatnot. Looking beyond that, you see the remains of what look to be like bedding in here. Emphasis on remains. It's like a couple towels, a makeshift pillow. It's like whoever, the people who are here were probably, bare minimum. You can see
Roughing
some
it?
leftover cans, and from what
What
you
I'm
can
looking
tell, it's
for-
cheap. It's very cheap scop food.
No signs of bloodstream of blood anywhere.
Not here, no.
Interesting.
Of course,
Anything on the front end?
The store goes much further in. It's one of
Anything
those
on the
big
front
stores.
end yet? I'm using the combo link.
Yeah, it's quiet over here. Dust storm's still going.
Kind of feels odd. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle.
Well, this
Um,
place is huge.
As you say that though, Stephen, and you guys have been kind of like looking around and you're questioning like what you see. The floor is dirty, so that much you can tell, and you can tell it looks like something was pulled away from here.
Oh, trapdoors. Isn't that nice? Dragged like a body, or like there was something covering it and it was moved?
Something was dragged.
How big?
Wide enough to be a person,
Okay.
or perhaps boxes kicked along the ground or something.
Is the lovely lady packing?
I got a pistol.
Oh yeah, she's rocking a weapon.
Okay. Did you draw it yet?
Sure.
Thank you. Looking at the environment, I'm not going to do single shot. I got an AK-20. If it twitches at this point, and I think it's human and a threat, I'm going to go auto.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna keep moving in.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one more awareness notice.
Ooh.
19 this time.
Okay.
I think I got 21. Swear,
Okay.
this is too much
Part
math.
of the problem here, of course, is the darkness of the room is so encompassing that you've gotten back this far. There's barely any light, or what light was coming from the door. There's like almost nothing here. The only reason why you know the door is over there is because it's basically a silhouette of hands.
Yeah, we can see those whatever light there is coming through the door.
Yeah, and that's it at that point. The further
Thank you, Shelley.
But you get in further. So Justin got some points. So you get in further, and Brittany, you end up seeing a couple of faint blinking lights, kind of going in sequence.
Would I understand what I'm looking at?
No, but they're not big. They're more like kind of small LEDs, and they kind of follow a little bit of a pattern.
Gato, I see something.
Okay, I come up, and since I've got light enhanced goggles on, I'll use them. What am I looking at?
Yeah. So you're seeing the same thing. In the distance, presumably that's probably the back wall, maybe the western back wall at this point. Something's on, maybe in like a sleep mode or something, but it's clearly something's going. It's got a couple LEDs kind of falling in a steady pattern.
Okay, can we need someone to advance here? Because only one of us is going towards whatever that blinking light is. I need some cover. for our
Blinking
client.
light.
Like an LED, which could be like for a bomb or any other type of detection device. So yeah, only one of us is going to go forward right now. So I need cover for the client.
Am I the client?
Can I roll?
You're the
anything
client.
for
You
this?
hired us.
Okay.
Jerome,
What's up?
can I roll anything for this?
What do you want? What are you trying to do?
Figure out if I can like identify what blinking lights on possible heavy artillery would look like.
No, not like that.
You're not even looking at it.
Yeah, it's way too vague at this point, unfortunately.
Would they be close enough where, because I don't have commo, I've got a phone, but would I be close enough for to hear what everyone's saying so far, or are they too far away from the front of the store?
Oh, you don't have a comm link?
I mean,
Well,
I do either.
not like a radio like commo
That
thing.
would
but I've
have been
got
corrected before we left if I knew you didn't have a comm link.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I have a
I
cell
just have a
phone,
phone.
but not
No,
like a
okay.
radio type of thing.
Okay,
Just
gotcha.
dock me, okay, for it, Jerome?
Sure.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
guys have comms.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I made sure
Oh.
we. Yeah. Sorry, if I'd have known, we wouldn't have left without comms.
No, that's fine. They're nothing spectacular. It was a rush job, so you got some basics. We'll just say,
Yeah.
you know, they've got enough for like
Whatever the
500 feet
one
or
or two
something.
channel thing is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
All right. Then I'd say if somebody can lead me to it, I know a bit of technology. I just can't see from where I'm at.
Okay.
Mm.
Hey, client, we're gonna stroll backwards for a bit, and I'm gonna take the tech, and me and him are gonna go for a walk because we're the only two that can see, and I can leave you then with a guard.
Jerome,
What's up?
when he was probationary with the Razor's Edge, did they like to use any type of automated systems?
They could. You didn't get that far in, so you're not certain. But I mean, it easily could. Yeah.
You objecting, Brittany, to being walking back so you can be secure while I take the tech forward?
He says over the comm, die a quiet life or go out in a blaze of glory.
That's nice. Doesn't help the client though.
I
Get
prefer,
down on the ground. And he will fire off a round.
Okay. So you're firing blind?
I'm not firing towards them. I'm just firing up.
So around into the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll damage?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can damage buildings in this game. 10.
Okay. So what kind of and that's fine. What kind of weapon were you using?
I had the SMG out because I figured it was going to be closer quarters. 28 plus reflex is 35.
No, we're just rolling damage. You don't have to hit the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
In
going
that
upward to hit it.
case,
Does it get to roll to dodge?
hold on. Never mind then.
It's a professional roof.
2, 4, 10, 13, 14.
Steven, you just got a reroll from Shelly, so go ahead and write that down someplace.
14.
The 14. Okay, so bangs. Do you guys hear a loud pop? It's a 9mm,
The Mark 11?
or is it a 10
No.
millimeter?
What do you got? The MPK
That's
11?
12 millimeter.
Yeah, it's 12
Okay.
millimeter.
So it's
Yeah, it's just a single shot.
it's
seeing if there's-
moderately loud as it echoes. There's a brief flash in this kind of a void of a building, and you savagely pump a 12mm round into the ceiling, and you get hit with a little bit of plaster for your trouble.
He's
I'm
looking
gonna-
towards where they had walked, and he's seeing if there's any other reactions from it, from the general area.
I'm gonna duck behind the wall.
Sure. So you just
Any
instinctively.
movement on the lights?
You don't see any. You don't see or hear any sort of reaction. Yep. And as Blackshard says, the roof is under fire.
It may or may not be a trap. Then it could be an explosive. It could be a sentry. It could be a lot of different things with just blinking lights on it.
I know. That's what a tech's for. We continue walking back to pick up the tech.
Okay.
We definitely ought to hire a tech.
Okay. Doc, let's go first roll. Put your hand on my shoulder.
Right. Yeah, let him guide me.
Okay.
We walk back.
Sure. I'm not
Get
gonna
it-
make you. We're not gonna make you re-roll that.
We get taken back to the point where we first saw it. I said, that's what we're looking at.
I'll
I'm
cover
going to
that.
walk. You're going to look and tell me when you want me to stop.
Sure.
Okay?
Got it.
Okay. So I'm leading the way.
Okay. So now you go ahead and roll one more awareness notice check.
Me too.
Are you following them, or are you staying by the door?
I mean, I'm like between them and the door.
Yeah. If
21.
If you aren't advancing, you're fine. If you are following them, then yes, you can go ahead and roll.
Do you hear me, Jerome?
What's that?
21.
21. Lucky 21. Always bet on black. All right. So you two go walking forward. You get, I mean, given the fact that Skulls hasn't said anything, you're getting pretty close. You can actually hear a faint beep at this point.
Okay.
For the beep, however, give me a awareness notice check, Dale. Dale only.
Okay. All right. 21 total.
Okay, so you're like, oh, what? Okay, that's a piece of medical equipment. Something's monitoring vital signs.
That's medical. It's monitoring something. Get me closer.
Okay. We continue the slow duck walk up. you know.
Okay. I mean, you guys are practically at it at this point.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm kind of trying to look at it, try to get up close, like if there's, blinking lights or whatever. see what I
Skull,
can
would you like to whip out your cell phone
Yep.
and use its light?
Yeah, that'll work.
Because we all have that nowadays. You can bet your bouncing baby booty they have that in Cyberpunk.
Yep.
Oh no, I have no flashlight.
So
So
do that.
now
pull my
you'll-
mini phone.
The immediate vicinity kind of lights up and whatnot. You're looking at an active refrigeration unit.
Is it like
And
literally
there- and
a
there
cryo
were-
tank or
It's
just
very similar to the ones you saw before. This one's closed, however, and on. So that means
Okay.
this building does have power.
Got it.
And now that you're actually looking at it, yeah, there's like blood smears and everything all around you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's active. There is something or someone in here, and the building's got power. I don't know why the lights aren't on. Anybody can see a switch?
Hey, driver.
Callie, you've got a free reroll thanks to Shelly. Go ahead and write that down in your character sheet.
We've got some bio stuff here. Refrigeration unit. It's powered, which means it's probably not left by itself very long. Might want to continue looking outside. I'm
I
sure
will keep
this-
an eye outside. Well, if anyone shows up, they're going to see my giant S beauty over there taking up most of the parking lot.
Well, yeah.
Make sure no one gets close to it.
Over the comms, I say, Sam, can you see if there's any type of light switches anywhere? They might be active. There is power in here.
I will roll to find a light switch.
Sure.
18.
Okay. So you start at this point with that bit of knowledge, you start looking around like on the sides near the doors at this point, trying to find something. You get a little bit away from DQ at this point. I mean, you can still see him because he's by the front door, but you're, say, 40, 50 feet when you finally find something. And when you flip it, only like 3 or 4 of the overhead lights come on. It's like most of them are damaged in here, but there's enough lighting in here now that you guys can see what was here. And based on what you're looking at, it looks like this was probably some place that some people camped out at, because the building is kind of a sound structure from what you can tell. And the shelving units, if you utilize properly, would actually give some people staying in here a decent bit of privacy, kind of acting as like a separate room. And it looks like that's kind of how some of them have been situated. Now that the lights are on, you can tell the floor is dirty and mussed up quite a bit, like from around the front door and kind of going in over to the towards the northwestern wall where the others have gone. Whoever was residing here probably wound up in these, whatever happened near the refrigeration units.
Okay. Looking at the refrigeration unit, can I tell what's inside without opening it, or am I going to have to crack that open to see what's
You
going
are
on?
going to have to crack that open, unfortunately.
Okay.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Is this a much larger building now,
Yes.
like a Walmart size?
No,
If
it's not.
larger,
It's not a Walmart size. This is like a Big Five size. So kind of
Okay.
CVS ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sticking with the SMG.
Sure, no problem. But you can see all around at this point.
Now that the lights are on, I'm gonna take some pictures of just the general scene and then
Sure.
head up to where they're cracking the refrigerator.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And he goes ahead and opens it up.
Okay, so you open it up. At this point, because you haven't caught up just yet, Steven and Dale, give me hold on a second. Give me
Yeah, I knew that moment was coming.
Give me a death save. Oh,
yeah, no, give me a cool. No, you know what? Roll your. Let's do it this way. If you have endurance, add endurance to your cool, and roll.
Oh, you're gonna make me look.
And endurance is under body.
Okay, so cool plus endurance plus D10. Okay.
Yes.
Not gonna be a lot.
Cool and
Analyzers, just so you know.
14.
7.
14.
Okay.
I got this
So-
super sniffer.
So you throw it open, and both of you just hurl, and it's unpreventable. You're just like, "Boah!" Like the smell coming out of this is god awful. Sparing you the gory details, whatever they did to the person inside here, it was more cooked than cooled. And so, I mean, they got whatever it was that they were looking for, clearly. That this was not nowhere near as of a rush job, but the smell coming out of this is just foul. I mean, it's god awful. And Sam, as you're getting close and you see them like both revile,
I'm gonna stop that in my
Yeah.
tracks. Skid. I make skid marks on the floor.
just and the sound that they make is just obviously it's like echoing on the inside of here.
That's gross.
Yikes. So, like, trying to do what I can to not breathe in any of the toxic biofumes, taking a look, and, like, is it just a liquefied person at this point, or, like, what are we looking
Yeah,
at?
I mean, there's still skeletal remains, but yeah.
Let's put it in the cooler.
Haven't y'all ever smelled dead whale before?
Why put it in a
No.
cooler?
Ooh, dead
Doc.
fish
Let me
oil?
see.
Yeah.
Doc,
Taking a look at the refrigeration unit, can I see why like it failed or
Based on when you've recovered enough to
Yeah.
close it back up and look at it, it looks like it was probably set up incorrectly. Is what it was. So
Yeah, they didn't know what they
whoever
were
it
doing.
was knew enough to basically strip the person, but not set up the equipment.
Yeah, they didn't understand how the fridge here worked. They forgot two of the main settings, so did not cool it. Would I be able to tell like how long it's probably been sitting in there, like at least a day or something, because of the 120 degrees outside? Or
Yeah, you estimate time of death probably with 2 days.
okay,
Fits the relative time window, but this was probably first, if
Okay.
anything.
yeah, I'd say it's been in there for a couple of days, and it hasn't been cool at all during that time.
Gross.
It might
Put him by
explain
the
why
door.
people vacated the building.
the lights are on. Look up. Look for a stair. Going down. Something.
You don't see anything like that. Nothing here. It looks like it's all one level. Vaulted ceiling, obviously, because the lights kind of dangled down, but nothing above or below.
So
Okay.
this wasn't the scav attack though.
Oh, it does
No.
appear to be a scav attack. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is it the one that they mentioned?
Yes, this is the location. Like what I told Dale. Dale, based on his information, probably assumes that this was first in the timeline.
Okay, so the news said that there were 20 dead, and there were only 5 at the Maryvale scene.
Yeah, but I already told you that my source said there was more than what you were telling us. So I'm assuming the other 15 are the ones that are scattered around through the rest of the city.
You're saying you're talking about the number who've died, not the number of attackers?
That's
No.
what the news said. That's the information that I had to work with.
Yeah.
Well, then the rest of them were completely scavenged or gotten rid of for some reason. This one, I mean, didn't even have a chance. They messed up severely.
So who
You know,
did the
as
reporting
much
if
as
it
I
was the
love,
news?
as much as I love standing in the middle of a war zone, is this a conversation we can have elsewhere?
Well,
Are we
hold
done looking for
on.
things?
Let's keep looking around. Is there anything? I don't know. Is there anything on the on that unit that's? I mean, why is it here? Like someone stole this person here for safekeep? Like, I don't know much about refrigeration units and people, unfortunately. Like, why here?
Well, Dale, you could probably ascertain this by a medtech roll.
Sure.
That's kind of up your alley.
Yeah. 23.
Ooh. So you would know that if you were going to do things like organ transplants and whatnot, bodies have to be kept at a certain temperature as well as the organs.
Okay.
So it's primarily for that.
We're dealing with scavs. I mean, you need to keep the body at the right temperature for any of the organs to stay viable. If it gets like that, or if it's frozen too much, you destroy it through ice crystals, it destroys the cell membranes, or the heat does the same thing. Denatures all the proteins. You got to keep it at an ideal temperature until you're ready to transplant. Otherwise, it's completely worthless. Like, you couldn't do anything with that.
Oh, so they're selling organs out of this building?
Well, that's what scavs do.
Well, they take them away.
Well, that's what they say. Hey, Doc, you got a DNA sampler?
I want to say, is there like anything else here that you guys can see, like a surgery, like a Ripper doc setup?
Yeah, there's definitely some tables here where they would have conducted that, but not like anything professional. I basically made makeshift tables or chairs or whatnot to do whatever it is.
Okay, so they
Very
might have been
barbaric
working out
looking.
here. Okay. I'm still chilling by the door, watching inside.
I'm gonna
The
start-
storm is starting to die down. It's still pretty
It's-
dusty out, but it's nowhere near as hard blowing and as quite as difficult.
We got about 5-10 minutes before we're going to become completely visible. So
Let's give it 5 and do a retro out of here. I don't know if there's anything left to recover, unless Doc can pull a sample so that we can see if we might need to do a DNA match at a point if they were doing.
You could definitely try to do. I mean, swab checks have existed for quite a long time. You could easily try and do a swab check off of something.
Yeah, I've got a med scanner. Give me a sec here. Diving back in. Oh, I open up the thing, get a sample, close the thing. Oh, jeez. Check out the sample through the med scanner, see what I come up with.
Okay. You're gonna. This is gonna be something you're gonna have to take to a lab if you're gonna get results.
Okay, got it.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
be.
yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of scavenging through the, like between the shelves to see if there's anything.
Belongings and whatnot.
Yeah, see if there's anything that stands out.
Let's have you roll that beautiful bean footage. It's back to awareness notice.
17.
Okay. You do find some odds and ends. Looks like they probably belonged to individuals. Hard to tell what the value of them might be. It may have been more sentimental than practicality purposes. Obviously, there's scop tins in here too. For basic protein, there's some bags of trash and whatnot that they've brought up.
I'll look through the trash.
Okay. One of the things you do end up finding is it's a plastic ceiling. Obviously, it looks like meat was probably in there at one point in time, and it's from All Foods.
I mean,
Yummy.
that's suspicious, but it's not suspicious. Do we have fingerprinting capabilities?
You have the capability of taking them, just not running them.
Okay. Might as well, if we can.
Oddly enough, this came up in a Shadowrun game that I was watching, or not Shadowrun, but a vampire game that I was watching that was over at Table of Horrors. The conversation was like, "How are we going to take fingerprints?" And I suggested it's like, "Oh, we'll just break out some Scotch tape," and everyone's all like, "Nani?"
Right.
Yeah, but the oils on the skin at this point would begin to have already been gone.
No, I'm talking about the not from the debtor.
Take her hand.
The stuff.
She's not going to be needing it anymore. Is there anything left of the body that
No.
wouldn't just melt? No.
Yeah, nothing like that. I mean, she's looking at items and whatnot, or belongings, from the various encampments.
Okay.
So yeah, you can definitely pick up some knickknacks and whatnot, and provided you're careful with them, you can hand them over to Dale's character to put in like a sealed bag or something.
Okay. I'll take a couple of those and see if there's anything
Sure. Okay.
you can get off of those.
Open for IDs. Sure. Okay. All right. And I know Steven walked away. And there he is. He's right back. Cool. Perfect timing. Oh wait.
Switches out weapons to the rifle now.
Yeah, no problem. So that is where we're going to stop for the night because we're right at like 3 hours of game. So I didn't want to go like too late given the fact it's a weeknight. So Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the opening game and the investigation of Cyberpunk that you got going on. The next game would be the 22nd.
Should be good.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Sweet.
I can find my phone.
Okay. And along those lines, we're going to be playing our Vampire the Masquerade Ashland by Night Blood Ties game this Saturday. That's going to be at a different time. It's going to be at noon instead of the normal 11 start time because we've got an event we're going to be going to first thing in the morning. So outside of that, so we'll be seeing all of you then. We'll be obviously picking this back up in 2 weeks. Next week, however, we're going to be doing Vampire the Masquerade on Friday night at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, and then we're going to be doing our superhero game, which will be Season 3, kicking off Season 3 at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Saturday. So that is the weekend of 17th and 18th. So hopefully you guys can tune in. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And Shelly, hopefully we can get you in for that game there too.
Yeah.
Figure out our tech problems or whatnot. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and thank you guys for playing. I had a lot of fun, and you guys have a good night.
Have a good night.
Night.
Take care, all.
Night.
Night, all.
Adios.
I wonder who the heck Black Shard is.